What's up guys, Saf Ashrafi, and today I'm going to be talking about whether you should still buy the Xbox One S. So as you guys know, the next gen consoles are just on the horizon, and I'm wondering whether you should still buy the Xbox One S as the prices are going to drop. The next gen consoles are coming out, and the Xbox Series X, PS5 both £400, and the Xbox One S is likely to be in the 1 to 200. So we're going to be looking at whether you should still buy them, is it worth it, or are you better off with the new next gen console? Let's get straight into the video. So let's talk about the design of the console first. Design, it's clean, like it's just a white, and I've had this console for about 4 years now, and it's completely clean. It's still the same white as it was when I first got it. It hasn't gone yellow or anything. As you guys can see, the design, nice, minimalist and small. It is actually quite small. It does fit under my TV, which is quite big. And yeah, the Xbox One S altogether has a really clean look. It's small once again. The design is definitely going to be able to fit into your living room or whatever setup you have. It can stand by itself, but you'd be better off with buying one of the stands which you can buy on Amazon. But overall design with the Xbox One S is really clean. All the Xbox One's most 360 and some Xbox original games can be played because of Xbox's fantastic backwards compatibility. I have heard that Xbox will let some of their next gen games be available on the Xbox One, which is definitely a thumbs up if you do want to still buy this console. The Xbox One S does have 4K HDR, but not for playing games, sadly. That's the Xbox One X. But the Xbox One S, you can watch your YouTube, your Netflix, everything in 4K HDR. Also supports Dolby Vision with the new update, making everything look really nice. The Xbox One was kind of marketed as the all-in-one system, but I would rather prefer the gaming. So yeah, you can definitely do all your entertainment here. Your games will run at 1080p at 30 or 60 frames per second, depending on what game it is. This is, once again, 1080p 60 frames per second. It is fine. It depends on what types of games you are playing and if you're a hardcore fan or not. But 1080p at 60 frames per second will be fine for most people. However, me personally, I am looking into the Xbox Series X. I am going to be getting the LG BX OLED TV, which does support 120Hz via variable refresh rate. Which means I'm looking into the 120Hz 4K Xbox Series X. But for the people who don't care about that or just upgraded their TV and their TV does not have HDMI 2.1, then the Xbox One S, performance-wise, should be definitely okay. Just adding on, the Xbox One S which I have has never overheated in the time that I've had it. I've had it for 4 years. I do play some quite heavy games like Red Dead Redemption 2 for long periods at a time. And I can say the Xbox has never heated up. The fan is quite, not very noticeable, but if you do sit near the console, for example, my chair and the console is where my PC is, then I'll definitely be able to hear the console's fan depending on what game you are playing, but the fans aren't very noticeable. Adding on to the performance, there is sadly only HDD options for the Xbox One S. HDD basically means the hard disk. I have made a decoded episode linked in the description. But basically the hard drive loading times will be slow compared to next gen consoles, and that's something you can't get around unless you want to spend the extra money and buying an external SSD. This will make your games load faster, which saves a lot of time, but you can get it in 500GB, 1TB and 2TB. But like I said, it is a hard drive, hard disk. I would rather definitely be better with an SSD. Let's talk about the controller. This is quite a good point for the Xbox One S, as it hasn't really changed the design from the Xbox One S to the new Xbox Series X controllers. Both of them are basically the same. The only difference is that the Xbox Series X controller has a share button and a very different, like a very small design change. The Xbox One S controller, which I've had, also the one with the Xbox Series X, Xbox One S, is definitely clean. Once again, it is the white color. Your hands do sweat when playing heavy games, and mine is still white. I have cleaned it 2 to 3 times, actually more than that, because you know you have to keep your stuff clean. But yeah, the controller, I have dropped it, not on purpose. I have not raged with my controller. Some of you guys do, but I have dropped my controller once from about waist height, and yeah, it's completely fine. The vibrations are all still fine. Duracell AA batteries on the Xbox One controller, but you can buy the battery packs, so that's easy to get around. So the question, should you wait for next gen consoles? At the time of making this video, the next gen console, the Xbox Series X, is coming out in 12 days. So if you do have the money and you do have the patience, then definitely wait for the Xbox Series X. Once again, there is going to be an Xbox Series S, which will be slightly cheaper with less power and a no disk drive. But if I were you and I was on a tight budget, then I would definitely go for the Xbox One S or One X, as the One X supports 4K gaming. However, if you do have that slightly higher budget of £400, then I would definitely go for the Xbox Series X, as that variable refresh rate, it has more power, you'll be future-proof for about 4 to 5 years until the other next-gen consoles. So yeah, if you have the budget, wait for Series X, and if you are on a tight budget, go for the Xbox One S or One X. So yeah guys, that was a short review of the Xbox One S I have. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, as we are closing to 1,000 subscribers. That is my mark. Let's see if we can hit that. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe, and yeah, peace.